So I just have to ask you this. In truth, would you recommend that most women follow your lifestyle?
I would not say most, no.
What about your daughter?
Good to know.
My daughter would be fine living my lifestyle. I've trained her from the beginning of how to do it.
Holy.
Wait, what?
Why would you know?
Why would you want to teach your daughter to sell her?
We got EPA on
I'm
here.
not saying she has to sell her pussy. I'm simply saying I am raising my daughters to feel empowered to make their money
That's not
whatever way feels
empowering.
good.
That's not
degrading
empowering
at all.
That's your opinion.
It's not
That's your
empowering. It's
opinion.
fact. You know it's not empowering.
Guess
It's
what?
not.
Guess how bullied my daughters get because they're the it girls.
Because the mom is.
No. The kids have no idea what I do.
Well, eventually they will, though.
But guess
They
what?
will.
I have empowered my daughters to come home. And because they are also little bad bitches, they're not holding on to their trauma. They're not getting eating disorders when the girls are talking about their big asses. I was getting eating disorders. I was getting all these things.
Don't say that.
Well, okay.
Don't say that.
I was
You gotta
not
say
being treated
that.
well because I was raised by the good mom who we don't do this and we don't do that and that's
You don't
not
think
even
it's just
enough.
because you made bad decisions? You did that
No,
yourself?
it's because I was literally. We can't go into it. It's
I'm not
too-
talking about that part.
You
I
can
mean,
read
like,
my books.
I'm not
My
talking
full
about that part. I'm
story is
talking about, like, in general, you've made bad decisions, and now you're telling your daughters to continue those bad decisions.
yeah,
No,
What's wrong with you?
no, I'm telling my daughters,
What is wrong with
you
you?
are so f***ing valuable. You put it to him. That boy wants to talk to you.
Open your
Have him
legs,
bring you a
daughter.
necklace.
But open your legs
What?
first.
I am not saying
that their body is a
Are you for me?
temple.
I'm not going to defend myself.
Most things are
Wait,
taught,
can I
not
finish the
taught. They're
follow-up?
gonna look
Just
at
a
you
very quick
because you're getting
Very quick
triggered because you know it's
follow-up.
true.
Wait, ask- the
I
reason
am raising
this question-
empowered
hang on,
women
hang on, stop,
to
stop,
do
stop,
whatever they
stop,
want.
stop.
They're not going
Just
to
let
be
me finish the
shamed
follow-up.
for doing whatever they want to
You
do.
can't help yourself. You need to calm down for a second. Just let me finish the follow-up. The reason I asked the question, here's the follow-up. If you could prescribe to most women to be virtuous, or for most women to act in a way that you act, where everything is transactional, which would you prescribe in truth?
That's a complicated question. I would say, to be honest, if I had advice for blanket to every
Now,
woman,
let me give you the question again, so that you understand it. If you could prescribe that most women be virtuous, or most women follow a lifestyle like
Or-
you follow,
so
Not
virtuous
just not-
or
no,
Let them ask
stop,
the question.
stop,
Let them
stop.
ask the question.
virtuous, meaning follows chastity, temperance, all of the different, what you might consider cardinal virtues. We'll just make it easy, or philosophical virtues. Or they could follow your lifestyle of purely transactional based interactions with men, which could lead to sex that pay their bills. Which would you recommend for most women?
I would recommend my lifestyle for most women until we get to a different place in society where it would be safe for women to fall
So they're
back
just-
into the more traditional way of being.
They're just going to be dodging STDs for the rest of their life.
I mean, this is a very
Unplanned
simplistic
pregnancies.
way.
They're just going to
They'll
have
never
abortions
be-
every 2 days.
No,
like-
they'll never be able to form an actual connection
No,
with
they're
anyone.
going to be too broken to even form an actual connection with a really good man.
Throwing a hot dog down home.
What?
I mean, you're right.
You guys, is actually a
throwing a
muscle,
hot
so
dog
that's
down a
actually
hallway.
false. A vagina is a muscle. I hate to break it to you. It needs to have
I know.
exercise,
It was-
or it gets very loose and not very fun.
Yeah, I feel like you
Obviously,
are. That comment
not
is so
even
real.
true
You're
of
grooming
female.
your daughters
no,
to be.
listen, that's not
It
even
was
true
just a
of
joke.
female physiology. That a needs to be
comes out
worked
of
out by a bunch of
$100.
That's
I
ridiculous.
fought for this country. This is what I get to see. I'm glad Andrew and Brian
Trying our
tried.
best. Trying our
But
best.
holy hell, our baptism
In
is
the
D-Day.
trenches.
You are made over and of standard.
Anyway, why do you think that a needs to be worked out with? Why do you think that that's part
doesn't
of
have to be a-
female physiology? That's ridiculous.
It doesn't have to be a. She can do
All
her
right.
Kegel exercises with
No,
weight.
but
She can
the thing
have
is
her own orgasms that she can cause. There's many ways
She
to
doesn't
exercise a
have to
vagina.
she can work out the entire bottom half of her body without ever doing masturbation
She
or
can, but
anything
guess
of
what?
the sort.
Sex
Hang on,
is
stop,
really
stop, stop.
fun.
She can do all of these things.
Dude, that's
Why do you think it requires any sort of masturbation? That's completely made up. The vagina is not going to go bad because you're not masturbating
It
That's
actually is a
fucking
muscle.
insane.
It will atrophy. You're actually
Go do
wrong.
some
It will-
squats.
it will-
No, I'm
it-
not actually.
It's a lot more
It does not
complicated
atrophy
than
because
that.
That would
would
be
that female nuns, their atrophy.
Yeah, their vaginas inside. They
Alice.
get very numb. They get very numb.
Andrew, that's our
and they
band.
start to atrophy.
Andrew, that's gonna be our band name.
A desert
Atrophy Pussy.
cobweb.
That's our band name.
All I have to say is you guys obviously don't like sex that
nun's
much.
vagina
if
is
this
going to
such
be
a
numb?
discussion.
Really?
The numb.
Yeah,
the
but there's a
atrophy
lot of
pussy.
numb
What
vaginas.
kind of music are we doing, Andrew? Hard rock? We're gonna do. You play guitar. I'll
like
do
sources.
vocals.
I want sources.
Oh, you remained a virgin your whole life. Your vagina doesn't work anymore.
Kim
It's the
Anami.
most insane
Kim
thing.
Anami
That
is
is
the- is
the
the
craziest
one
take
to
I've
follow.
ever heard in my life. And I've heard a lot of them.
Says the man who has a penis instead of a vagina, but he's telling you how
Andrew,
vagina.
I'm sorry.
wait. Andrew,
Most-
confirm or
most-
deny?
most-
Do you have a penis? Andrew,
Yeah,
confirm.
most,
Do you have a
I
penis?
can
Do you have a
confirm.
vagina
But
too we
most
don't know about?
Most doctors who work on women's vaginas are male. And you know that their success rate is much higher than that
And they
of
get
females.
and they make their money by telling us that we need them to fix something about our vagina because we can't just go figure it out ourselves.
Hashtag big
They
labia
do
matter.
have to fix things about your vagina. They
They
get
wouldn't have
STDs
to
like they
if every
had.
woman was sexually liberated
Right?
and understood
She
her own
was
body.
Sexually liberated.
Oh man.
Like, don't male doctors who are gynecologists fix your vagina? I'm sorry, am I wrong?
I don't go to gynecologists. I don't subscribe to Western
You don't
medicine.
go to gynecologists?
I actually delivered my own babies. I learned how to be a midwife, and I
had
actually
a
my
friend-
last baby I delivered her myself in my bathroom alone by myself, and I also did my own prenatal care. So I am not the typical woman. That's why it gets annoying to get judged as if I'm just like a common.
Facts.
I had a friend
Wait,
who
hold
had
on,
roast
hold on,
beef,
okay,
and
hold
she
on.
got it cut off in
What the-
surgery.
All right, so hold on. So,
So you don't take antibiotics?
what was I gonna?
I did get an infected. I got bit by a black widow 3 times in the same spot, and my arm was starting to not do well with that. So I did take antibiotics for that. But I'm very conservative
Well,
with
I care. I
antibiotics.
care. And the reason I care is because who invented those antibiotics?
A
man or
man.
woman?
Do you use an iPhone? Do you drive a car?
What
Do
does
you
that have
have
to
a
do with
home? Like
anything?
literally all built by men.
A woman
I'm not
created the
speaking
GPS.
against
cured-
men.
who
I wasn't
cured
saying
that
anything
evil
about men.
Black
I was talking
Widow
about
fight?
vaginas.
Entire GPS system.
Okay.
Wait, I have a question for you. What? I don't know if you'd be down for this. Do you think we could get your previous, like your husbands, on the show? Do you think they'd be down to come on?
Ooh.
That'd be interesting.
Well,
That would
okay,
be a
the
really
last-
cool
Wait, with
show.
you, like so they
Yeah.
can't like so it's a conversation.
Okay, so the last one that beat me, obviously, that's
Okay.
not a safe situation.
Well,
The
we have
one before
security.
that,
we can
I
handle
don't.
shit.
Honestly,
If
he's
he
still
put a
very.
hand on
He's
you,
still very.
Go,
con-
Brian.
We'll fuck him up.
Yeah, talk to
Would you? Okay,
Well,
so
no, like no,
I
like,
love that.
if he were to attack you in the studio.
Outside,
he's
you on
such
your
a
own.
coward. He would never even. He's not
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
come
not.
face to
Okay,
face
so
with me till
listen,
we're in court.
this
I'm
is not
sure.
my request, okay?
Yeah.
So I don't care about any of that.
The first
What I-
husband is too conservative. He wouldn't feel comfortable with these types of
Oh,
topics.
the
would
conservatives
love
love
it.
the whatever pie.
No,
He'd
I'm just
love to
saying
come
he's
on.
not comfortable fully with his own sexuality. So
Huh?
these
then he's
these
not conservative.
What's that
conversations
have
would
to
make
do?
him very
Okay,
uncomfortable,
we'll
and he
keep
wouldn't
it.
want to really
We'll keep it.
engage.
We'll keep
He's
it.
very
It just would
like
be very
Christian.
interesting, but-
We'll keep it clean. We'll keep it clean. If you're watching, let us
Ian,
know.
hi Ian.
His
You know
name's
what?
Ann?
Ian,
Oh.
I have to say, I do
Yeah.
really appreciate my first husband that I had the kids with.
Mm.
I can understand, and I have told him this many times. It was at least 51% my fault that our relationship didn't work well because I was the educated
really? You're
one.
kidding. I never would have guessed.
Look at that's growth. That's growth. That's growth.
I have, you guys, I know I come across as cocky, but that is genuinely because I have evaluated each, like, I will apologize to you guys. If after I'm like, I was so rude, I'll apologize.
I'd like an apology.
Sometimes it takes a minute. I am sorry.
He
I will
wants
suck
an
your
apology.
dick. I'll suck his
Wait,
dick.
but why?
Can you make
So
it-
why
can you
is
make
it your
it-
fault?
hang on,
Why
hang
is
on,
it your
listen.
fault? Or why was it your fault?
in the
Hang on,
marriage.
hang on. I gotta
Because
have
I did the
for
thing
just a
where
second.
instead of
I
loving
have
the
the floor
man,
for 1 second. Listen, Brian is very partial. If you want the best apology, to bows. If you could do a bow for Brian,
see,
I'll bow.
I don't
then
even
we'll
want to
know
bow.
that you are actually sorry.
like
I,
this.
what?
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
okay.
Whoa, not that kind of bow.
I'm just messing
no,
with
no,
you.
no, no, no.
I'm just-
That's a
I will
whole different
bow
type
like
of bow.
this. I don't care. But no, you guys, what was so toxic about that? Oh, do you still want me to talk? Because I had an agenda with the man. I wasn't in love with
You
the
still
man.
do that to this day, though. You have an agenda with men.
I do, but when it comes to the men who I genuinely value and respect as human beings, I have no agenda other than to get to know them. That's all. I didn't have that level of maturity when I was a young, I was in my young 20s. I had to grow into not in a relationship that you're going to call a marriage, your person. That should never be a transactional thing.
So how many of those men are still in your life that you value and don't
I have lots of friends and stuff in my life, men that I love.
I'm not talking about
to
friends.
death.
I'm talking about like romantic relationships.
What do you mean?
I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to
What do you mean?
too.
What do I mean? Romantic relationships.
Well, I thought you said you didn't really have
I'll tell you this. My one friend with husband benefits right now. I have one friend who has husband benefits, and he has husband benefits because he's a great man.
What's husband benefits? Like your. What does that mean?
So aren't you?
Yeah, like
Isn't that anybody?
I
Carnal
sleep
the
with him.
meal.
No, I actually don't sleep around,
It's
contrary to
carnal.
popular
It's carnal.
belief.
So you're with him?
What's your body count?
So you're with the guy?
I have no idea. I don't
Madison's
count.
just going for it.
I have no idea.
Do you range? Do you want to do a range?
wondering.
Range?
I honestly couldn't tell you. It could be okay. I could give you a range.
Yeah, range is
It could
good.
be anywhere from 50. It could be 100. I'm not really
Could
sure.
be 1,000.
No, it wouldn't be 1,000. I just
Never
haven't
know.
even. You
No,
guys,
but
I
hang on,
lived
could it
in
be
the whole
1,500?
conservative life until only 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's
So
not
within
so bad.
5
I know that's a
bad,
lot
right?
of days
That's
to
not
be
bad at all.
getting dick.
For a woman, I could be sleeping. And
could get
here's
a
the
lot
thing:
of
I'm not
dick in
gonna
those
go
5
fuck
years.
anybody I want.
Do
Basically.
the
You
math.
don't think
That's
that every
like
time you sleep with
1,500
someone,
days.
you kind of lose a part of yourself?
No, not at all. That's such a misconception. I gain knowledge of myself.
But you're not able to actually. What is it? Like you're not able to actually bond.
Pair bond.
Pair
bond with someone because
Pair
you're
bond
just
is
you're
kinda
numb
like
to
not
it.
with him.
No, that's not true because I don't sleep with people
Pair
on that
bond.
level.
What is Andrew
What do you-
copying
what
me?
about
Like,
you?
I don't have
Wait, wait,
casual
wait.
sex.
What the fuck
What
is
about the
Andrew
guy?
doing?
What about the guy
He's
that you
mocking
said that
me.
is so great? Why aren't you with him?
Hold
Because you
on.
say he's
What do
a
you
great.
mean?
Show
You
us
don't
your
have
tummy,
sex.
Because
Andrew.
he's 54,
Show me your
his
tummy.
kids are
Shave your
grown.
arms.
My kids are little. Just realistically, there's not a
Yeah.
compatibility
That's what's
enough
up.
there. Of course, the man would probably.
Show us your tummy, Andrew.
The man would want to marry me.
Men
I'll say
don't
it that way.
have
So
to.
he wants to. He would want me in that way, but I have the wisdom to know you're not going to want to raise little
Titties.
kids again. Right now, he's thinking with other parts. I have to be the wisdom to say, we'll have a great time together.
Tits.
I'll help you. Essentially, he's very stunted sexually. Okay, he's very stunted sexually
Hey,
because he had a
let's keep
20
me
year
Yeah, I
out of
literally
this.
cannot keep
Yeah,
up. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
I'm so stuck on 50 to 100
Ah,
bodies.
he's stunted sexually, but he's a great man.
Actually, very similar.
Okay,